Hello again. So welcome to Twisty Yoga. We're going to spend our time together today just wringing out the kind of midriff, but mainly focusing on the twisting action through the spine. It's really good to keep your spine lovely, happy and healthy. We do a little bit of movement, lateral, sideways movements and forwards and backwards just to keep a nice balance in that area of the body, but our main focus is twisting, moving and grooving in that way. Brilliant. Okay, so let's come down to the floor. We'll start by sitting comfortably, as we always do, perhaps moving the flesh away from the sitting bones so you can really connect with the surface you're on. Rolling the shoulders up, back and down, and bringing the hands together at the heart center. So close your eyes for a moment. Come onto your breath. And what I'd like you to do here, as we breathe in and out, and so those words themselves imply two parts to the breath, inhaling and exhaling. We're going to add two more parts. So your breath will be effectively a four-part movement. So you'll breathe in as your part one. You'll pause at the top of your inhalation, that's part two. You let your breath go, part three. And then you'll pause at the bottom of that out breath, part four. So just maybe for a minute, we'll just focus on bringing the idea of four parts to the breath. So breathing in, pause at the top, breathing out, pause at the bottom. And these little pauses, they don't have to be anything other than perhaps just awareness of that. So try not to make them into something you think they should be. They will over time and lengthen of their own accord, but just let them be there. Just have awareness, just sow the seed of the pause today. And these little retentions are called Kumbhaka Antarachaka if you're interested. You may even notice in this little short time we're focusing on this part of the breath that those little pauses begin to develop anyway. So you just perhaps use your inhalation to take you to that pause. And then use your exhalation to take you to the second pause or to stillness, whatever you'd like it to be. Just opening your eyes. Let your breath just settle back to where it needs to be for you. Breathe in, arms out and up. As you exhale, hands to the heart and spin your body to the left. Navel to spine, good. Breathe in, center. Exhale, hands to the heart, spinning your body to the right. So keep that going, breathing in and breathing out. Alternating sides as you exhale. Let's just take the tempo up a little bit. Don't forget navel to spine. One more to each side. Good, breathe in center. As you exhale, left hand to the floor, right arm up and over. Breathe in both arms up. Maybe just lightly tap the palms as if the hand that's lifting up gently sort of pings the other hand to the floor, leaning over. Good, breathe in up. Exhale over. Breathe in up. Exhale over. One more to each side. Keep the opposite sitting bone really tacking down. Good, breathing, come up. Exhale, palms together, bring your hands to your heart center. Good, so hands to the knees. Breathe in, chest forwards, chin up. Exhale, round. Maybe look at your navel if that helps. I'll turn sideways on. So flexing and extending the spine. So you're kind of rolling across your sitting bones to create this kind of cat-cowish movement. 2 more. Last one. Good, breathe in, come to that central position. Exhale here for a moment, close your eyes. And just be aware of perhaps the side body. I'll face you again, the side body. And see if it feels a little bit kind of concertina. So maybe you're lacking length in the side waist. So we'll just add that more awareness now. So breathe in, both arms out and up. Just hold on to that left wrist with the right hand. Exhale, draw yourself over. Breathe in, center and switch. Over you go. So really pull on that hand. Good. Come center. Exhale. Over you go. One more to the left. Breathe in, come up. And exhale your hands to your heart. And then coming onto your hands and knees. Good. So we're just going to move in any way that feels good. Just to find the spine, the side body. But think of front, back and side of your spine as you kind of move around. And then coming back to the center. Breathe in. Let's get that cat-cow movement again. Breathe in. Exhale, round. Breathe in. Exhale, round. Now see if you can find that 4-part breath here. Breathe in. Pause. Breathe out. Stillness. And again. As you find the pause, see if you can find more length in your spine. Breathe in. Lengthen through the crown of the head. Maybe think chest forwards, tailbone back. Exhale. All your spine curling up towards the sky. One more. Good. Now come to the center, tuck your toes and exhale to downward dog. Keep those legs soft as you gently, it's not too big a movement, just spin your knees left to right. So it shouldn't be too hard, this movement, so just keep it nice, the knees fairly high. Shoulders are square, so you've got a nice twist going on. Now spin your knees to the right and think of just sitting your hips down a little lower. Good. Breathe into that kind of right side waist. Try not to collapse into your left arm. Good. Come through center over to the other side. Breathing into the left side waist. Firm up through your right hand as well. Good. Come back to the center. Look forwards. Walk or step your feet to the front of your mat. Inhale. Come up halfway. Exhale. Fold. Good. Staying forwards. We're going to bend the left leg. Either keep your left fingertips on the floor in front of your left foot, or you can come onto your left forearm on your left thigh. The right arm's going to circle back. You're going to track your hand with your gaze. So take your right arm back and up. And as you come forwards, reach as far as you can. And bring it towards the floor and do that circle again. Breathe in. And breathe out, reach. Try not to let your hips ping out to the side. Good. One more. Good. Pop your right hand down. Rebend the right leg. Release your left forearm if it's on your left thigh. Opposite hand to opposite elbow. A nice little sway from side to side. And then we come to the other side. So this time your right leg will be bent. Left leg straight. Good. Fingertips to the floor in front of the right foot, or right forearm perhaps on right thigh. That's a real kind of opportunity to let that right hip ping out. So even though you're leaning on the thigh, a little bit of support from the abdominal muscles, so not all of your weight here. Good. Here we go. We're going to circle the left arm back. Track your hand and arm with your gaze as long as it's okay for you. Exhale it forwards. Reach, and down. And again. Up, forwards and down. One more. Forwards and down. Come back to both legs being softly bent. This time arms hang and they swing from side to side. Crown of the head melting towards the floor. Come back to the center. Breathe in, come up halfway. Exhale, fold. Maybe legs a little straighter. Dynamically lifting up, so press through the feet. Arms out and up as you stand into mountain pose. Exhale your hands to your heart center. Good, so let's do that little side bend that we did when we were on the floor. Good, just square my mat up. Good, both arms out and up, breathing in. Grab hold of that right wrist, exhale, over you go. So let your hips sort of swing out to the right. So think boomerang or banana, but keep weight in that left foot. Breathe in center, exhale, over you go. One more to each side. Good, breathe in center, pull, over you go. Breathe in center, I'll turn towards the front end of my mat. Exhale your hands to your heart. Good, stand tall for a moment. Notice how your spine is responding to being moved in all the directions it should be moved in. Good. Let's take the feet about shoulder width, soften the knees, relax the arms, and just start to swing. Try your best just to let your body move from side to side. The little advantage you get is the hands kind of tap the back of the kidneys there, the adrenal glands. Okay, it's really good for them, so give them a little bit of TLC. But mainly notice the spine swinging from right to left, left to right. Good, just begin to slow that movement down. And come to stillness. Adjust your feet, hands together at your heart. Good, breathe in, arms out and up. Exhale as you dive. Come up halfway, inhale. Exhale, step your left foot to the back of the mat, left knee down. We're going to do that same circle here. So support yourself on your left hand. Let's circle the right arm back, forwards and up. Exhale it forwards and down, reach, reach, reach. And again. We'll do 3 full circles. And the 4th one, we keep the arm elevated. If it doesn't suit, you can wrap your arm behind your back. Now I'd like you to adjust. Just check what's happening on that right knee. There's a tendency for it to drop out. And you can walk your foot a little bit wider, but draw that knee in so it's still in line with your hip. And spinning the left rib cage, the left side of your chest, left side of your belly towards the inside of your right thigh. Keep your hips in check. So that right sitting bone, imagine it's trying to point towards the back left corner of your mat. Good. Well done. So bring the arm forwards and down. Tuck your back toes, make your way to downward dog. Okay, our usual little flow. So forwards into plank pose, knees down, untuck your toes, and sequentially thighs, pubic bone, hips, belly, rib cage, chest and forehead to the floor. Low cobra, breathe in. Exhale, like to firm up through the navel from here. Press to your hands and knees. Tuck your toes, downward dog. Good, one breath here. And make your way to the front of your mat. Good, come up halfway, inhale. Exhale as you fold, arms out and up, breathe in. Palms together to the heart as you exhale into mountain pose. Other side, that same little twist. Breathe in and dive. Halfway up, inhale. Good. Exhale, we're going to step the right foot back now. Right knee comes down. Just to remind you, as we move through our time together, you can always work with your knee down in any of the lunge variations we do. All right? So onto the right hand or maybe the right fingertips. That sometimes feels a little bit more buoyant. So you're less likely to drop down into your hand if you're on your fingertips. Left arm circles back and up, breathing in. Exhale as you reach forwards and down. So 3 full circles. Down, you can probably feel it in your shoulder, but really notice what's happening through your spine. This time we move, we take the arm all the way up. Good, we check that left knee is Still in line with the hip. We adjust the left sitting bone to point maybe towards the back right corner of the mat, and we spin the right rib cage, so I'm facing away from you, the right side of the chest and the right side of the belly towards the inside of the left thigh. Relax that top shoulder. Release the shoulder blade into the center of your upper back there. Good. Now reach the arm forwards and down. Tuck your back toes and make your way to downward dog. Good. Let's take one breath in downward dog. Good. Plank pose. Knees to the floor to begin with. Untuck your toes. You're going to wave to the mat as we've done a few times already. Nice safe movement for the shoulders. A little bit of a higher cobra maybe, or keep it low. From here, tuck your toes if it helps. Press into your hands and knees, lift through the belly and make your way to downward dog. Good. Now we're going to lift the heels nice and high and bring the knees almost to a hover position. Try and keep the shoulders back so we're not in a plankish kind of position. So think downward dog with really bent knees. Spin the knees to the right. Now, looking forward, square your shoulders, drive into your feet, and now we come into this kind of upper body, normal plank, lower body, side plank position. Back to where you came from. And again, drive into the feet. One more. Drive. Good. Come back to bent knees, swing through the center, and around to the left. Obviously, if you prefer, you can go back to our early movement, which is a higher knee, but still bent leg, spinning the knees from side to side. Good. Push into that sort of funky two-part plank, then back, and again, drive. Firm up through the navel. One more. Well done. Come back to the center. Good. Re-straighten your legs as much as they need to be for you. Take a breath in. Let's side away. Walk, step, or maybe lightly hop to the front of the mat. Coming up halfway as you inhale. Exhale as you fold. All the way up, breathe in. Palms together overhead. Exhale your hands to your heart. Good, so let's go again. The difference is we do our lunge and we do that nice vinyasa. And then we go straight to the lunge on the other side. This time, an option to lift the back knee up. Okay, so just remember what I said earlier, you can always work with your knee down in any of the lunges we do. Okay, let's go. Breathe in and breathe out. Inhale halfway up. Exhale, fold. Left foot to the back of the mat. This time, left knee up should you choose to lift it up off the floor. Same movement, we're going to circle the right arm back, forwards and up, reach as you exhale. Imagine you're trying to release the back foot. That's how we're shifting the weight, okay? We're not going to do that, so don't panic. Reach. And again, reach. We're going to finish with the arm up this time. Same deal, spinning the opposite side of your chest towards the inside of this thigh. Now what might happen if you're not careful is you're going to spin on that back foot. We still want the heel facing back. Shoulder down, away from the ear, sort of glue it onto your back. Good, reach the arm forwards. If your knee's down, release it up. Step back to downward dog. Good, plank, knees down. If you'd like to go a little further, move through a little supported chaturanga all the way to the floor. Opportunity to come to supported upward dog. Remember, we've done 2 cobras, low and high. Either of those is still fine. Otherwise, supported upward dog, knees down, but hips up. Let's transition to downward dog with the support of the feet. So tuck your toes. Well done. Hands and knees, or push the heels away. So briefly, upward dog with the toes tucked, then downward dog. Good. Look forwards and step your left foot. I forgot which side we're on then. Towards the inside of your left hand. Option, I'll spin round. Option to keep that back knee up. Okay, down, sorry. Also option to lift it up. Well done. So everything's in a nice straight line. Even here, both sitting bones are pointing back. We're trying not to spin the pelvis one way or the other. Let's circle that left arm back. Forwards and up, inhale, exhale, reach. Come forwards enough so you kind of roll almost off that back foot and then down. Reach and roll. Well done. So 3 full circles. Good. This time we hold. We make sure we've got everything in a nice straight line. The spine is long and straight, but it's allowing itself to be gently rotated. Watch that top shoulder. Sigh it onto your back. Good. Reach forwards, pop the hand down, and if your knee's down, pop it up, step back to downward dog. Good. Let's take another vinyasa. Anytime you'd like to, you can rest in downward dog, or I'll just remind you, you can come to child's pose, and we will meet in downward dog anyway. Otherwise, it's downward dog, plank, knees down, maybe through a knee supported chaturanga to the floor. Maybe supporting upward dog, maybe tuck your toes. I'll work with a more supported but slightly stronger version of upward dog. Transition, lift strongly through the belly to take your hips up and back to downward dog. Well done. So looking forwards, walk, step or lightly hop to the space between your hands-ish. Come up halfway, inhale, exhale, fold. Arms out and up, breathe in. Hands together at the heart center, breathe out. Well done, let's do that little side stretch. Breathe in, arms out and up. Grab hold of your right wrist. Lengthen, exhale over, you go to the left. Your hips spin to sort of hang out to the right, but you're pressing down through your left foot, so both feet are sharing the contact. Good, come up, breathe in. Exhale over, you go. And again. One more to each side. Breathe in. Exhale, bring your hands back to your heart center and come to the short end of your mat. So a little bit more with stronger movement. We're going to come into Utkatasana chair pose and have a twisted chair. So we're going to aim to stay down in chair as we move from side to side. If you find it too much, as you inhale and move your arms, you can come back up to this standing position and then come back down into your twisted chair. Okay, good. So we're going to find the chair pose. So we're going to sit the hips back as if you're shutting a door with your bum. I like that action. So shut your imaginary door and then sit your hips back and down. Good. This is where you can straighten your legs or sweep your arms out to the side and up. Breathe in. Exhale, hands to the heart. Keep your gaze forwards and down. Spin to the right. Left elbow hooks over the outside of that right leg. If you need to be a bit higher, left hand can be there. Right arm can come behind your back. Good. Come back to the center. Legs straight or bent. Exhale, spin to the left. And again. And again. So a bit of a challenge, we're going to hold the next one, breathe in, exhale, spin to the right. Now check your knees are more or less in line with each other. There is a tendency to overbend the left and straighten the right. And then as long as it's okay for you, start to slowly turn your gaze and maybe take your gaze to that right elbow. Good. Come back to the center, breathe in. Let's all straighten the legs here. Yay. Exhale, back to your, back to your chair. Rocking chair in my case. Good. Spinning to the left. Check your knee position. So if you find that you're turning straight away, that's when your kind of hips are likely to twist. So keep your gaze forwards and down. Check your toes are sort of in line with each other. Knees more or less in line. And at that point, you can decide if you want to turn your head and take your gaze to the top of your left elbow. Good, and breathe in, come all the way up again. Yay, well done. Exhale as you dive. Come up halfway, inhale. Exhale, make your way back. to downward dog. Good. So from downward dog, we're going to lift the right leg or not. Breathe in. Left leg, sorry. And exhale, step your left foot forwards. Right heel comes, right heel stays up, so in a high lunge position. Good. I did mean the other way around, that doesn't matter. I'll spin around so we're facing each other. Good. One of these days I'll do a whole lesson plan without getting in a whiz in my head. Good. So we're going to come up into a sort of high lunge, crescent lunge, arms by the ears. Breathe in. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Good. Remember that back knee can be down. We're going to spin to the left. So spin first and kind of tip over. Well done. And then if it feels good, take your gaze to that back elbow. Pressing back through the right heel. Firming up through the front foot, all four corners of that foot in contact with the floor. Good, come back through the center. Breathe in, arms out and up. Exhale your hands to the floor. Well done. Step back. Everybody meets in downward dog. A little vinyasa. Here we go. Plank, knees up or down to the floor. Upward dog, maybe the full posture here. So tops of the feet on the floor. As you transition to downward dog, you can do a sneaky toe flip at that point, or lift through the navel and kind of flip over the toes and readjust your mat. Good, well done. Look forwards. Maybe lift the right leg, maybe not. Step your right foot to the inside of your right hand. Well done. So from here, we come up into a high lunge, a crescent lunge. And as we exhale, we bring the hands back to the heart. Well done. We spin first, then we tip over. Just to remind you, as we did in chair, you can have your left hand on the outside of your right leg and your right hand and arm behind your back. Maybe take your gaze to that back elbow. Watch the right hip. Have a check. See if it's pinging out to the side. Encourage that sitting bone to shoot towards the back of the mat. Well done. One more breath. Then breathe in through center to your high lunge, crescent lunge. Exhale to the floor and step back into downward dog. Let's take a breath in, lift the heels and exhale, touch your knees down and have a little breather in child's pose. I'll sit up to chat to you as I always do. So from your child's pose, remember your arms can be in a traditional or the classic position with your arms draped by your sides, or you could be supporting your head, maybe make two fists so your forehead can rest on two fists. But observe the spine here and just let it soften and release and allow your breath to almost move up and down the spine as you inhale and as you exhale. So maybe tailbone to crown as you inhale. And then maybe crown to tailbone as you exhale. And with each exhalation, notice how the spine begins to soften and almost flatten actually. Well done. So we're going to come back to our twisted chair and we're going to then step one foot back so we end up in our twisted lunge. Okay, so it's a little bit more of a challenge for the legs, but we're going to have a go. So from your hands and knees, tuck your toes, downward dog briefly. Let's just walk the feet and the hands towards each other and hang out for a minute. A little sway from side to side. And when we were at the beginning, when we were on our hands and knees and we're kind of just moving the body, do that here so you can find all those little nooks and crannies that perhaps haven't been touched by your yoga practice yet. Well done. Breathe in at the center, exhale, arms hang loosely from the shoulders as you drive down through the feet, coming to your upright position. Good, I'll spin round again. Hands come together at the heart center. So just to remind you, if stepping back from chair, twisted chair, to a lunge twist is too much, okay, you can pop your hands down from your twist, step your foot back, come back up, and re-find your twisted lunge again. And at that point, you can pop the knee down. Okay, good. Here we go. Sit back in your chair pose. Good. Arms out and up, breathe in. As you bring your hands to your heart, you're going to spin to the right. So you're thinking left elbow pressing on right thigh. Good. Keeping your gaze down. Shift the weight back a little bit into the heels so the knees aren't popping forwards too much. Come up onto the ball of the left foot. Now take tiny little baby steps or curl your heel in and reach to the back of the mat with your left foot. Still looking forwards here. Adjust that right sitting bone so it's pointing to the back of the mat. And in your own time, if it feels appropriate for you, begin to spin your gaze to that top elbow. Well done. Good. Sweep the arms out and up, high lunge again, crescent lunge. Exhale to the floor. Should be feeling that right leg by now. Step back, downward dog. Good, well done. Plank pose maybe through full chaturanga to the floor. Upward dog, downward dog. Well done. Look forwards, walk or step, or lightly hop. As you come up halfway, inhale. Exhale and fold. Arms out and up, breathe in. Hands to the heart as you breathe out into mountain pose. Other side, here we go. So sit your hips back. Well done. Spinning around so your right elbow comes towards that left thigh. Think more on top so you can really brace against the leg. Decide how you'd like to work. Come up onto the ball of that right foot and think about maybe little taps or reach to the back of the mat and gracefully pop it down. Adjust that left sitting bone so it's pointing to the back of the mat. And then think about turning towards that back elbow if it suits you. Thinking of spinning again the opposite side of your body to the inside of the left thigh. One more breath. Well done. Then come through center, breathe in. Crescent lunge, high lunge. Exhale your hands to the floor. And step back into downward dog. Good. Take a huge inhale, lift the heels. Exhale, pop your knees down. And just for a sec, have a sneak peek at what we're going to aim to do. Obviously, it's your choice, so you don't have to do it if you don't feel like doing it. We're going to do something called Edward's Twist, actually. Nothing to do with me. It's a kind of down dog, a little deeper version of what we did earlier when we bent the knees, spun them to the right and the left, and we sat down towards the heels and pushed forwards into a plank pose. This time we move heels and hips as close as they can be. We transition to upward dog, so it's a little bit more of a challenge. I'll just show you. So you'll come to downward dog. You'll lift the heels and bend the knees. You'll spin them to the right and you'll sit back as low as you can. And then we'll come forwards into tuck toes, upward dog. And then we'll exhale, spin the knees to the left, sit back towards the heels. Good, and then we'll do that again. So we'll do that twice on each side. So you can go back to any of the spinny knee versions we've done, or you can have a breather in child's pose. Okay, so your choice as always. Good, so let's make our way to downward dog. Lift the heels, drop the knees to that hover position. Spin them to the right and sitting back towards the heels as much as you can without kind of walking your right hand down your mat. So both hands are still in line. Then push through the feet, so bring yourself forwards, tuck the toes, supported toe tuck, supported upward dog. Then coming back, spin the knees to the left, sit towards the heels. Then come through again, so toe tuck, upward dog. Then to the right. And again, to the left. Good. Upward dog and downward dog. Good. Let's take a couple of extra breaths in downward dog. Firm up through the rib cage, navel center. See if you can find the pause in your breath here. Breathe in One part. Pause, second part. Breathe out, third part. Pause or stillness, fourth part. So go back to the idea of breathing in 4 parts. Looking forwards, walk or step or lightly hop to the front of the mat, come up halfway, inhale. Exhale as you fold, arms out and up, breathe in. Palms together overhead, return into your heart centre. Good, well done. So we're all going to have a go at revolved half moon. Okay, so we've done kind of a lot of work towards that posture, and we're all going to make our own shape with the same support, but we may end up with one arm bent, one leg straight, both legs straight. Either way, we'll be supporting ourselves at least on one hand and one foot. Okay, so come to the front of the mat. What we did earlier, we'll do again. So arms out and up, and as you exhale, palms together, sit back in your chair pose. And then release your hands to the floor. Both legs are bent enough so you can do that. If you find that a challenge, you can grab a brick or a book, make sure it's something stable. So in this instance, we're going to support ourselves on the left hand and the right foot. Okay? So you're going to reach forwards with your left hand, like we did in our lunge, when we were trying to shift the weight into that front foot. So you can do that again. Reach, reach, reach. In fact, you can circle if you like, take the arm back, forwards and up. Reach forwards and bring it to the floor. Good. Again, as we did in our little squat, come up onto the ball of the left foot. Now, if you can, you're just going to curl your heel in towards your bottom and maybe just wrap the right arm behind your back. Okay, so you're turning and spinning your body towards the right. This is absolutely fine. You may even have your tip of your left big toe on your mat. You can hang out here. The next phase would be to think about perhaps straightening out that left leg, maybe the right leg, maybe reaching the right arm up. All right, any of or all of those is fine. And then what we do is we kind of rewind everything. We come back to our chair pose, sweep the arms out and up, palms together overhead. Exhale, hands to the floor. Well done. So it's not a long hold at all, but we're still continuing to twist and rotate the spine. There's a little bit of a challenge of balance. Okay, other side. So sit back in your chair, hands to the floor. Well done. So this time we support ourselves on the left foot and the right hand. So circle your right arm back, forwards and up. And reach, 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 reach. Feel the weight shifting more into the front of the left foot. Pop your hand down, your fingertips. Good. And then we're going to curl the right heel in towards the right buttock, or just the tip of the right toe still on the mat. Wrap your left arm behind your back. Hang out here, it's absolutely fine. Or maybe straighten your standing leg first. Maybe straighten the right leg. Maybe reach up with that left arm. And then we rewind. It's not a big hold, it's not a big hold. We come back to our chair, we sweep the arms out, forwards and up. And this time as we exhale, we dive forwards. Come up halfway, inhale. Exhale, make your way back to downward dog. Good, so we're going to go back to those Edwards twists again, and this time you've got the option to hold when you sit back on your heels. A little bit more of a challenge. Okay, resting is fine, or doing whatever variation you feel drawn to is also okay. Good. Lift the heels, bend the knees, hover. Sweep the knees to the right and sit your hips back onto your heels. We're going to hold here for 3 breaths. One more, well done. Drive through your feet, supported upward dog, toes tucked. Good. And exhale back, swing the knees to the left. Sit back towards the heels as much as you can. 3 breaths, firm up through that navel. One more breath. And drive forwards, supported upward dog. downward dog. Breathing in. Exhale through the mouth. And let both knees melt down onto the mat. Sit back on your heels. Sweep the arms back alongside your legs as long as that works for you. Your child's pose. I'll sit up to chat as I always do. Regather your energy, your prana. And let the spine be nourished by the visualization of the breath flowing up and down the spine as you inhale and exhale. Maybe those little pauses, perhaps you'll automatically return to the idea of breathing in and out in 4 parts. So we're going to combine a few things. You can just do 1 or 2 or rest or maybe just watch. Whatever mood takes you is fine. So hands to the floor as you're on your hands and knees. Downward dog briefly. Walk or step to the front of the mat. Come on halfway. Inhale. Exhale as you come into Uttanasana, standing forward fold. Good. Sit back in your imaginary chair. Good. Sweep the arms out, forwards and up. Breathe in. Exhale, hands to the heart. Spin to the right. Hook your left elbow on or around the outside of your right leg. Onto the ball of the left foot. Good. Take it back. Good. A breath or 2 here. Then look forwards. Release your left hand to the floor. As we did earlier, reaching. Take the weight into that right foot. Maybe right arm behind your back as you elevate and turn and revolve into, half moon. Twisted half moon. Rewind. Come back. Find your twisted lunge. Step your left foot to the front of the mat. Breathing arms out and up, straighten the legs, well done. Exhale back into chair. Good. Hook your right elbow towards the outside of your left thigh. Onto the ball of the right foot. Step it back. Twisted lunge for a moment, keep your gaze forwards. So left foot supports, right hand supports. So reach forwards. Remember, feel the idea of the weight shifting into that left foot more off the back foot. Come up into your revolved half moon. Maybe this time, you'd like to spin the body but keep your arm wrapped around your back. Remember, both legs can be bent. Absolutely fine. Then we rewind. We gently release that raised foot. We come back to our twisted lunge. Good. Then we step the right foot forward so we're back into a twisted chair. Then we come through center, breathe in, arms out and up. Exhale as you dive forwards. Well done. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, fold, step back to downward dog. And you might be relieved to know we're coming into child's pose. 1 more time. I'll face you this time. Good. So we're going to have the arms extended by the ears, so twist extended child's pose. So continuing to think about the other movements that the spine can make. Sweep your right arm diagonally out to the side, keeping your chest on your thighs or as low as it is. Bring your left hand around too, and maybe pop your left hand on top of your right. Interlink your fingers. And think of the hips just sliding a little bit more to the left. So you've got a lovely release on the left side waist, left side body there. Well done. Coming through center, so release the left hand first, take it across, diagonally, so it doesn't come all the way out to the side here, just diagonally. So it's kind of replicating what we did when we were holding the wrist, sitting and standing up. So bring the right arm across, interlink, cross the hands. Normally we try and keep the fingertips level. Sometimes it's a little easier if you can put one hand on top of the other, and just hook your fingers around the underneath hand, good. Take your hips a little bit more to the right. Give the right side waist a little bit of TLC with the breath. Well done. Coming back to the center. Now as you breathe in, draw your hands back by the legs, so arms out and up. And exhale your hands back. to your heart center. Brilliant. So let's come to sitting on the mat. Legs bent or straight. So we're going to roll down onto the floor. So you may want to support the movement with the hands or reach the arms forwards, rounding the spine. Still focusing on the spine, so try and lay your spine down in all those little individual components it has. Relax the shoulders. Good. So still continuing to twist from the floor. We're going to bring the legs to a tabletop position. I do chatter on about this, but I always like to make sure that everyone's got the support they need. You want navel to spine to begin with, so a huge inhale. As you exhale, completely empty. Like a vacuum, like the air being sucked out, your navel's being drawn back to your spine. Now with that hold there, you need to breathe a little higher up. So you're still breathing in and out, but not taking the breath right the way down. So a little bit of breathing into the rib cage, maybe even into the chest, that's fine. Now we're going to start with the knees coming in towards the chest. So release the right knee in and then the left knee in. Flex your feet and glue your feet and your knees together. We're going to aim to come to tabletop, so that's the legs at 90 degrees, lower legs at 90 degrees to the floor. So you'll start to lift the knees up and away. If you find your back starts to curl away from the mat, bring your knees back towards your chest. All right, so you've got that support still for the lower back. Arms out in line at the shoulders, palms lightly pressing. So the knees probably won't come to the floor, that's absolutely okay. So we're going to inhale as we take the knees over and use that strong exhalation to draw the knees back and up to the center position. Okay, so inhale to the right. Try and keep your knees stacked and glued. Exhale, press lightly into your right hand. As the navel draws to the spine, the knees come back up to the center. And again, left side, breathe in. Press into the left hand. Exhale, back to the center. Good. Into the right. Press into the right hand, exhale, center. Keep your eyes relaxed. Breathe into the left. Press into the left hand, exhale, center. Good, one more to each side. Good. So from here, we're going to extend the left leg. Your knees are still glued together. Right leg is at 90 degrees, or you can allow the heel to drop in a little bit towards the back of the leg. Okay, this is a little bit more of a challenge. If you find it too much, go back to what you were working with a moment ago. Good. Breathe in, knees to the right. One, right knee to the right, left leg to the right. Exhale, press into the right hand to help you come back to center. Switch legs. Breathe into the left. Exhale, press and recenter. Switch legs. Breathe in right. Exhale, press, recenter. Good, switch legs, breathe in left, exhale, recenter, one more to the right, and one more to the left. Good, finish with both legs up, turn your palms up, relax the knees, just let your legs hang in the air, and allow your lower back to spread and soften into your mat. Our final little twist. Okay, we're going to go for both legs. So we've done quite a few variations. So your knees a little closer to your chest, perhaps your knees at tabletop, maybe one leg bent, and then switching sides as you move to the opposite side. This time both legs are going to be straight. Palms return to face down position. Start to firm up through your hands. So really press your hands and your arms into the floor. That helps engage your tummy muscles as well. Breathe in, legs to the right. Exhale, press back up. Breathe in, legs to the left. Exhale, press back up. Now you're trying to keep as much of your upper back and shoulders on the floor that you can. Navel is doing a lot of the work. Okay, breathe in. And your obliques, your side abdominals. Exhale. Breathe into the left. Think navel, navel. Exhale. One more to each side, just one more. Here we go. Breathe into the right. Exhale, return to center. Well done. Breathe into the left. And exhale, return to center. Good. Rather than squishing your knees onto your chest, which might feel something you want to do, gently release one foot then the other. Stretch your legs out and reach your arms up alongside your ears. Take a huge inhale. Just hold on to that breath for a second or two longer, so it's a conscious hold here. Then exhale through your mouth. And now allow your knees to pop up onto your chest. A little rock from side to side. Side to side. So we come to the center of our mats. We pop one foot down then the other. We're going to walk the feet wide and let the knees come together. Find your comfortable position on the floor. Palms facing the sky. Again, with the knees in this position, it just allows the lower back to relax a little bit more readily, a little bit more easily. Come back to your breath. If it feels appropriate for you, you can allow the legs to lengthen and slide along the mat so they extend out into that lovely V position. We're going to come back to our 4-part breath and the visualization of the breath moving along the spine. So as you inhale, take your awareness to the bottom of your spine. Allow the breath to move up the front of your spine, all the way to the crown of the head. Find that little pause, and as you exhale, bring the breath all the way down along the back of your spine to your tailbone, where you'll find the stillness. So breathing in and up along the front of the spine, and breathing out and down along the back of the spine. And knowing that as you continue to work with this practice, this breath, this visualization, every time you let your breath go, your spine is relaxing and softening, and every muscle, every tendon, every ligament, every cell of your being is releasing into the support of the surface it's on. So you can continue to relax and visualize this movement of breath along your spine. But if it feels right and it's the appropriate moment for you, coming back to the present moment, by just allowing your whole body to inhale and exhale, noticing the movement of your skin against your clothes as you breathe in and out. Continue to come back to your level of full waking consciousness, moving your fingers and toes so you're fully present in the moment. Drawing the legs a little close together and sweeping the arms up alongside the ears, inhale. Holding the breath again for a second or two more, that conscious hold again. Exhaling through the mouth. Scoop your knees into your arms. And you might like to make circles with your knees, maybe both knees in one direction and both knees in the opposite direction, or maybe both knees away from each other and in, and then changing direction. And then when we're ready to come back to our comfortable seated position, pop your feet down one at a time, roll to one side, and then come up so you're sitting comfortably on your mat, hands together at the heart center. Good, we're going to have a couple of breaths. Always have a little adjust when they come up so you can get the weights equally shared between both sitting bones. Good, arms out and up, breathe in. Exhale, hands to the heart, spin softly to the left. Notice a freedom of movement that perhaps wasn't there before. Breathe in. Exhale, spin to the right. And again. Spin to the left. Breathing in, center. Spin to the right. And one more to each side. Breathe in. Breathe out. And again. Good, breathe in, center, stay central as you bring your hands back to your heart center. I hope you enjoyed twisting your time away with me today. And as always, see you soon on the mat. Namaste.